This is a part 2. The part 2, we're going to work the oxides. Well, we're going to continue talking about oxides, but now we're going to talk about the non-metallic. Okay, to be clear, the non-metallic, they include a non-metal, okay, and the oxygen. Don't forget, the oxide only, they have oxygen, only oxygen, okay? We're going to divide the molecule with oxygen and the non-metal, okay? That's the first part of the oxides. They work with a metal or a non-metal and the oxygen, no more. Okay? The oxides, when they are non-metallic, they can be named in different ways. First of all, you have to identify. If they are non-metal, we're going to work in this situation. The first form is something that is called traditional. Okay? The traditional, we're going to work with the oxidation number, but remember that we can have different oxidation numbers. For example, the chlorine can work with 1, 3, 5, and 7. We have 4 oxidation numbers. So what do? We work with the traditional form and we start naming. The first one is hypooso. Well, this one is when I have the lowest, okay? The lowest oxidation number, 1 or 2. Then I go with oso. Oso is when I have the ones that are in the middle. The same goes with ico. When I have 3 or 4, oso. 5 or 6, ico. And when I have the last one, I say per ico when it's 7. Be careful. This one is not a rule. It's possible to have, for example, the chlorine. If they only have till 7, I work only with hypooso, oso, and ico. Perico, no. Or if I have the chlorine with 1, they don't work with 1, only 3, 5, and 7, I will work with per ico, and oso. You have to be careful, okay, to be working in that situation. If they only have 1 oxidation number, you're going to name it as ico, okay? The oxidation number of the oxygen is going to be always 2, minus 2. Don't forget it. So we're going to work this one as 2. They are balanced? If you answer yes, you have to answer that they are not balanced, okay? How do we know they're not balanced? 1 minus 2 minus 1, so that's not balanced. So what we have to do? We have to change it. So the first one that I have is this one, the chlorine, that is going to be working in with 2 molecules of chlorine. Then the second one, is that correct? No, we have to balance it. So how do we balance? Well, they are not in a perfectly situation, so I work in that case. 2 and 3. The second one, the third one with 5, and the last one with 7. And in that case, they are perfectly balanced. Why? Because the oxidation numbers are going to be the correct one to be a 0 situation, okay? They tend to the equilibrium. So when they are like this, we start the traditional form. The traditional form is anhídrido. And the first part, what's the first one? Hypo. What's the component? Chloro. And when I refer to the first one, anhídrido hipocloroso. Also, I can give the name anhídrido. The second one, we go with the 3 or 4, chloroso. The third one, that is working with 5, is with ico. Clórico. And the last one, anhídrido hipoclórico. Don't write it incorrect. Why? Because hipoclórico is different from hipoclorídrico o clorhídrico. Okay? it's totally different. Sorry, perclórico. This one was my mistake. Perclórico. Don't write it in the component of chlorhídrico. The chlorhídrico is another form, and that's an acid. Okay, this is the prelude to work with acids too. That's the first situation, naming the components. If I don't want to name them like this, I can name them in a different way. How? Well, do we remember the oxidation numbers? Yes, the oxidation number 1, 3, 5, and 7. So we can work with óxido de cloro 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay? This one is called a stock. The stock form is the one that we use the numbers, the Roman numbers, to give the correct oxidation number that they're working with. If we don't want to work with this form, we also have the situation to name according to what? To the number of molecules that we have. In this case, how many molecules I have of oxygen? I have 1. This one is the UPAC form. The UPAC is the one that we're going to use the terms of mono, di, tri, tetra, penta, and we can continue that situation. In the first part, we're going to name the components using not the traditional form. We're going to use now the UPAC way. If I go with the first component, that it's chloride is only working with 2 molecules of chlorine and 1 molecule of oxygen. So I'm going to name mono, óxido, and I have 2 molecules of chlorine, monóxido de dicloro. Now, if I go with the next one, I have 3 molecules of oxygen, 2 molecules of chlorine. 3 molecules, trióxido de dicloro. I have 5 molecules of oxygen. Pentóxido de dicloro. And the last part, they have 7. So, heptóxido de cloro. In this case, they refer to each component: 2 molecules of chlorine, 1 molecule of oxygen. 2 molecules of chlorine, 3 molecules of oxygen. 2 molecules of chlorine, 5 molecules of oxygen, 2 molecules of chlorine, 7 molecules of oxygen. Let me write you an exercise. The exercise that you have to do is this one. I have different components, different elements, and you're going to do one situation. You're going to add in each